Hey guys, and welcome to the Cow Emporium in calving week 3.
I tried. Can't do it one-handed. Glenn says the problem with on a nice day with this fluffy snow, the cows will go out to the middle of the field somewhere and just lay down and have their calf. So we're spreading some straw out just to give them a little bit more opportunity for a place to lay if they need to.
It's not exactly great that this cow had her baby on the dirt, but I could understand why, because even though she's surrounded by straw or clean snow, that black patch of dirt is probably pretty warm. This is Glenn using his calf lifter. If you've never seen this before, we did a video on this, and I'll put it at the end of this video as a link. It keeps Glenn safe, the calf safe, and the baby near the mom. It's really, really awesome. So it was Tuesday, while I was at work, that Glenn and his dad moved the cows and calves out of the corral into the pasture west where the bulls were. And all that snow that we had gotten over the weekend started to melt and fill up the low spots like we'd hoped. It's pretty easy to check the cows from this close to our house. And when it's this wet out, we didn't want to bring them in the corral, so we're doing our pre-dark check of the cows out in the pasture. Now, because the cows had gone where the bulls were, the bulls had to move too, of course. So the bulls are now down where the cows were before we moved them across up the road at the start of calving. Thankfully, there's a well there that we can use. Wednesday was a beautiful, beautiful day full of hoarfrost and cool, cold temperatures with a slight breeze. Look how beautiful that is. You can sure tell which way the wind was coming from. Now this is a cow eating after birth. After birth is the sac that the baby is in before it's born. This is a natural process where the cows eat it. Not only does it provide them with vitamins, but it also helps to keep the predators from coming in.
She's convinced it's her baby. But I got the mom.
So this day, it was cold enough and frozen, so we decided to bring the cows into the corral for the night. And when we were out there bringing stuff in, we saw a heifer with a nose and 1 foot. That's never good, my friends. So this is a 911 situation where we need to bring the heifer in and get that other foot sorted out. So we did that before we did anything else. Managed to get her in. She wanted to steal everybody's calf. She's going to be a great mom. Notice how Glenn is standing sideways to that cow. The idea is that he can stand kind of between her legs, and cows will kick backwards and to the side. But once you start working on the animals, they usually calm down a bit. At this point, I should warn you that it gets really graphic, and if you have a weak stomach, please fast forward through this. Glenn is going to be here explaining soon what he needs to do to get this heifer sorted out. If this goes unchecked, the baby would surely die, and also the mom, because the calf can't be born when one of its feet is back.
chain around it, and then I can pull on it, and then I gotta cup the hoof, because when it straightens out, you don't want to tear the wall in there, or she'll bleed to death. So I push it back in far enough that I can get that foot lined up where it needs to be. Hang tight, girl.
This is the one that was back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it straightened out now.
Good. Oh, there's his tongue.
She won't have trouble having it.
I don't think so. Pretty small feet.
I used to put the loop right around my wrist and then grab onto the hoof and slide it off my wrist onto the hoof, and it worked really good. But I heard horror stories of the cow getting out while they had the chain wrapped around your wrist. You get to follow the cow around for a while.
Till your wrist falls off.
Yeah, so something goes wrong. It doesn't end well anyway. So I try not to have it right around my wrist when I'm working on them.
I remember you doing that actually.
Yes. That girl.
Oh, is this one gonna be red?
It's not a heifer, it's a 2-year.
It's an H.
Is it? I thought it was 1. It's coming up pretty easy.
Here's where you can really see that curve that we were trying to mimic when we pulled that really hard pull. Glenn's trying to drain it. Pretty soon a bunch of gunk will come out of its lungs. comes. All right, draining now.
Is he drained?
It's draining. The calf's draining.
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, bit of a whack. That's a nice baby you have in there. Good job. Thumbs up. You're gonna be a good mom.
Now, there's been some cows and calves left out in the field because it was better to leave them than to try and move them. We just check on them, make sure they're bedded down. This is our evening check, and a baby was born in the corral that Glenn decided to put into the barn. His mom wasn't sure what he wanted him to do. It's dark. Even with the lights on, sometimes it's a bit confusing. A little bit of gentle pressure, some direction, and usually moving their calf will encourage them to follow. Sometimes faster than others. And this, my friends, wraps up week 3 of calving. This is a funny about heifers. Take the time to read it. And now we're off to do chores again. And we'll see you again for week 4 of calving. What will the heifers be up to next?